Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we make sense of the numbers and uncover the real stories behind corporate filings. Today we're diving into NexMetals Mining Corp's latest report to see if this mining company is hitting gold or just digging itself into a hole. And hey, before we get into the nitty gritty, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're digging up insights just like this every single week. You should also totally check out our Discord server linked in the description below for even more market talk and community insights. Desks like this every single week. You should also totally check out our Discord server linked in the description below for even more market talk and community insights. So this is essentially a check-in report from NexMetals Mining Corp, filed with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. Think of it as a company giving a heads up to investors about something important happening. This specific document is called a Form 8K, a sort of breaking news announcement for publicly traded companies. The date of this report is August 20, 2025. The company we're looking at today is NexMetals Mining Corp. They're incorporated in Ontario, Canada, which is good to know for context. Here's a unique identifier for the company with the Commission. This is their file number 00142750, and their stock trades on the Nasdaq Capital Market under the ticker symbol NexM. You'll see that NexM is a pretty common ticker for mining operations, so it's worth keeping an eye on that. This tells us where their shares are traded, the Nasdaq Capital Market, which often hosts smaller and growing companies. NexMetals is not currently electing to be treated as an emerging growth company. This means they're likely past the early stages of development and are expected to comply with more stringent reporting requirements. Now let's get to the main point of this filing. This is where companies disclose information that could be important to investors. The big news here is that on August 20, 2025, NexMetals announced they finished an accelerated drill program at a mine called the Selkirk Mine in Botswana. This mine is described as past producing, which means it's been mined before but might have been shut down for various reasons. The materials it contains are copper, nickel, cobalt, and PGE, which stands for platinum group elements. These are valuable metals and minerals. The details of this announcement are in an attached Exhibit 99.1. A press release is basically their official statement to the public about this achievement. It's important to note that the company is saying they won't be updating this specific press release. So what you see in that attached document is what they're standing by for now. This part is a bit of legal jargon, but it's crucial. Basically, they're furnishing this information for your awareness, but it's not officially being filed in a way that makes them legally responsible for it under certain sections of securities law. They're also saying it's not automatically part of any other official company filing. It's a way of sharing information without necessarily taking on full legal liability for it being considered a formal part of their ongoing registration or disclosure. Think of it as a for your information only notice in a legal sense. This section just lists the exhibits that are part of this filing. Exhibit 99.1 is indeed the press release about the Botswana drill program that we just talked about. And Exhibit 104 is the cover page interactive data file. This is often used for making the filing machine readable for easier analysis by computers and regulators. And finally, we have the signatures of the company's authorized representatives. Here we see the signature of Morgan Lekstrom, who is the Chief Executive Officer of NexMetals Mining Corp. This confirms that the filing has been officially submitted by the company's leadership. Now, let's look at what this actually means for NexMetals. The big news is the completion of an accelerated drill program in Botswana. This is a critical step for any mining company, especially one with a past producing mine. Accelerating the drilling means they're trying to get results faster, and that usually indicates a few things. First, they might believe there's significant value still in the ground at Selkirk. Second, they might be trying to hit certain milestones to attract more investment or satisfy existing agreements. The mention of copper, nickel, cobalt, and platinum group elements is very important to be your program in Botswana. This is a critical step for any mining company, especially one with a past producing mine. Accelerating the drilling means they're trying to get results faster, and that usually indicates a few things. First, they might believe there's significant value still in the ground at Selkirk. Second, they might be trying to hit certain milestones to attract more investment or satisfy existing agreements. The mention of copper, nickel, cobalt, and platinum group elements is very important. These are all in demand. We don't have the actual drill results in this specific 8K filing. That information is likely in the press release Exhibit 99.1. which we didn't get to see the content of, but the fact that they're announcing the completion of the program is a data point in itself. It suggests they have gathered the necessary information and are now likely analysing it. For investors, this is a moment to watch very closely for the next announcement, which will hopefully contain the details of what they found. The accelerated nature of the program could point to a company that is moving with urgency, perhaps due to market conditions or a specific investment window. If they've raised capital for this program, completing it quickly and efficiently would be a positive signal to those investors. However, investing in mining is inherently risky. Exploration is unpredictable, and even with past production history, there's no guarantee of economic viability. Geopolitical factors in Botswana, currency fluctuations, and the global commodity prices of copper, nickel, cobalt, and PGEs will all greatly influence NexMetals' success. Considering NexMetals stock is traded on the Nasdaq Capital Market, it implies they are a relatively smaller company compared to those on major exchanges like the NYSE. Companies on the capital market often have less liquidity and can be more volatile. The success of this drill program could be a significant catalyst for the company, potentially increasing its valuation and attracting larger institutional investors if the results are indeed positive. Increasing its valuation and attracting larger institutional investors if the results are indeed positive. Conversely, any disappointment in the findings could lead to a sharp drop in share price. From a strategic perspective, this move shows NexMetals is actively working to unlock value from its existing assets. Instead of solely focusing on new exploration, they are revisiting a known deposit, suggesting a belief in its potential. This can be a more cost-effective approach than starting from scratch if the historical data and geological surveys indicate a high probability of success. So to sum up, NexMetals Mining Corp is reporting the completion of an important drill program at their Selkirk mine in Botswana, focusing on valuable metals like copper, nickel, cobalt, and platinum group elements. This is a crucial step, and investors will be eagerly awaiting the results, which should be released in follow-up communications. The company's future success hinges heavily on what those results reveal and how they perform in the global commodity markets. Now, looking at the broader picture, NexMetals is operating in a sector that relies heavily on commodity prices and exploration success. The strategic decision to accelerate drilling at a past-producing mine suggests a calculated approach to resource development. However, without the actual assay results from the drilling, we're left to infer the potential. If the grades and quantities of the metals found are high and economically viable, NexMetals could see a significant boost. If not, it could mean a setback. This is the classic high-risk, high-reward nature of mining investments. Are they onto something big or just confirming what was already known? That's the million-dollar question they've yet to fully answer for us. Alright, that's a quick decode of this NexMetals 8K filing. What's your take on this news? Are you excited about the potential of the Selkirk mine? Or do you think it's too early to tell? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe for more decoding of corporate filings. And don't forget to join our Discord community using the link in the description to keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.